What's up everyone, Brandon with Strict Vision Athletics here. So we've got the product review, the official product review of the Tsunami Speed Bar. So by popular demand, we're gonna go over this. It's an incredible piece of machinery. It's a really cool barbell for what it does, which is to essentially create a very ballistic, powerful, repetitious movement because the bar itself is designed with a PVC pipe coating that has a very nice knurling to it. It's got a very nice balance. The actual knurling has a gap in it that allows your fingers to really measure where your hands are, so you can go wide, you can go neutral, you can go narrow, whatever it is you want to do, you can do that using the Tsunami Speed. When you do these repetitions, you'll find that tempo is very important. In fact, I would go so far as to say this is a tempo trainer. You're exploding and then you're pulling. Take an exercise like the incline bench press, which is one of the more common exercises that I use this for. I love incline on this thing. It's just so good. Other honorable mentions, you can do any variation on bench press, decline, flat, all of that. You can do bent over rows. You can do a chest press or an overhead shoulder press even with the Henny strap if you do that. And a few other exercises that if you collaborate with things like the Hydro Revolution, you can do some core stuff. There's a whole lot of offset training you can do with the speed bar because of its flimsy nature. So it does have some good movement patterns that it can emulate. But let's talk about it. Let's go over everything. For those of you who follow our page for any length of time, you know that we do this based on pricing, usage, quality, footprint, and customer service. So let's go price category number 1. So this is $550. So $550 is the cost of this bar. I'm comparing a lot of this review to what we gave the Max bar by Tsunami when we did that review. That review is a very similar product, same company, different design. It's a lot less flexy. It doesn't like whip when it goes. It's very firm. This one being different, it does a different assortment of movements, but again, it's a similar product. So 6.5 was the score we gave to the other Tsunami bar we had, the level 3, because it was $650. This one is $550, so it's a little bit cheaper. And I get it, it's probably a little bit less material cost to make this because it is flimsier, but the price is better. It's cheaper, so you guys do catch a break there. I'm gonna give this a 6.8. 6.8 for the pricing of this. Again, $550. You can pick this up from Rogue. You can pick this up from TsunamiBarbell.com. Next, let's go to the quality. Quality is definitely one of the areas where this bar is gonna shine. It is outstanding. Like I said, it's very well made. I love the balance. I love the knurling. I love the fact that it's durable, especially for the exercises you will be performing on it. You will be whipping this thing. You'll be beating the hell out of it if you're doing it right. So it has to stand the test of time, and it does. I've used this thing for years, and it's never really failed me. So kudos to Tsunami. It's a great piece. For quality, I'm going to go 8.1. 8.1 for the quality score on the Tsunami Speed. Next, we have usage. So this was a category on this particular product that I kind of danced around with a bit. As I mentioned, it does do a lot of things very well. It's a very good ballistic trainer. It's very good for sports application, very good for football inside of sports application, which I love. But it really is limited if you are just trying to do speed work, meaning if you're trying to do bench press heavy, you're not using this bar. If you're trying to do any traditional barbell lift, you're not going to use this bar. You're going to use this bar if you're trying to do something very different. If I'm trying to do a Zercher carry or say a Zercher walk with a lunge, I will probably use a barbell, normal barbell, like a Rogue Power Bar. I'm not going to use this. But if I want to do a Zercher jump squat or I want to do a Zercher, jumping lunge, well, then I can use the speed bar. All of a sudden, that makes a lot more sense. But it doesn't have the same application as a normal barbell would, so the usage is going to suffer. It just has to. There's not a whole lot you can do outside of what it's designed to do. I'm going to give it a 4.2. 4.2 for the usage score. Next, we go to the footprint. Footprint on this, it's a barbell, so you've got to account for that. You got to have a space, a storage area, wherever it is you're putting your other barbells. This shouldn't be a problem. The sleeve is designed for plates, just like everything else. I would get yourself a big storage rack, something from Rogue, something from Elite FTS, and if you're going to have this, just make sure you've got a sleeve reserved for it so that you got somewhere to put it. That being said, it's extremely light. It's only 13 pounds. 13 pounds for a barbell, that makes that the lightest barbell inside of the Iron Throne. I mean, it's by far the lightest thing that we have in there. So the footprint is actually pretty darn good. I'm, in my head, using the lightness of the weight in the footprint. Even though it doesn't technically make it any smaller, it is easier to move because it's lighter. I'll give the footprint a 7.9. It's a good score for the footprint. 7.9. Last category is customer service. With customer service, we tend to divide our score into one of two categories. Either I've had a problem with the product that was solved through customer service, or in some way the company, maybe they went out of their way to help solve a problem for me with regards to the product, or I've had no interaction with the company at all. I haven't really had much interaction with Tsunami Barbell as far as customer service goes. I'll be honest with you, because the product's been good. Haven't had a problem that I needed to call customer service on. So I'm going to give it a 7, which is a very, middle of the road score. That's kind of the score we tend to give when that is the case. When I've had neither good nor bad, that's fine. 7 is a good score. That will not hurt nor help the ultimate product review. So with all of that considered, the Tsunami Speed is a 6.8. 6.8 is the score we're going to give it. Again, it's got a great footprint. It's got a pretty good price, and it's very, very well made. The usage will suffer a bit. To summarize everything we talked about, the usage is probably the biggest problem that you'll run into with this. You need to know what you're getting into when you get this and have an understanding of how you're going to perform your movements prior to getting it. So I would make sure you educate yourself. Go to tsunamibarbell.com. Go to Tsunami Barbell on Instagram and watch some of their videos. That's going to be the best place for you to get started.